Hi there. How's it going? Good evening, everyone. Are you tired of the heat and steam yet? Hang in there. We've got some relief on the way, and we got a lot to discuss. We'll bring you up to date with the weekend forecast, right? And we'll also discuss the tropics because things are getting a little hairy down there with Ida. So we'll bring you up to date with the latest on Ida, and we'll talk about what to expect as we head through the rest of your weekend. And, well, if you've been watching the past few nights, it's kind of more of the same. So we'll go ahead and get going. A couple people checking in here. Hello, Lisa. Good evening to you. Real nice out there, Robert. Yeah. And you know what? We've got more of the same weather here as we go into the weekend. So, Linda, hello. Good evening to you. Hi, Wendy. Happy Friday. Nick, I would not say the windows should be open tonight. You know, unless you don't have AC, you know, maybe a little bit of relief, but it's still going to be a real sticky and icky night. Let's see. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Rick, good evening to you. Hi, Sean. Terry's checking in. Good to see you. Hello, William. Beautiful sunset at Freeport. Yeah, we had that nice stabilization effect here by the lake today. So we didn't see any rain here across parts of Erie County. And I'll tell you, some areas got soaked today, over an inch of rain in places like Canadota Lake as those thunder showers fired up along the lake breeze. That lake breeze keeps us here in northern Erie County protected. So no rain here. Let's see. Hello, Jacqueline. Linda's checking in. Hello. Jared, how's it going? Hey, Josh, fellow meteorologist. Steam bath. Good luck getting back to Q's tomorrow. I was just there, actually. Let's see. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Yeah, Julia, I think there are a lot of people that echo that sentiment. So, all right, let's discuss. First of all, here's a look live tonight. We'll make this a little bigger. That's downtown Edinburgh. Party there going on. As we look at the Edinburgh Hotel, there's actually a art and mini music festival. Donna the Buffalo was on stage tonight at 7 o'clock. Anyone familiar with that band? But it's still a sultry, soupy, thick night out there. So if you are out and about, that's what you can expect as we take a look live there at downtown Edinburgh in the Edinburgh Hotel. You can see there's still some revelers there. Take a look at the current temperatures right now. 81 in Erie, 74 Meadville, 72 in Warren. But that's just half the story because we're still talking about dew points that are in the upper 60s and low 70s. So when you have that type of humidity, it feels like South Florida. And, you know, a lot of times people will ask, what's the humidity? Well, what you're actually asking me is what's the dew point, because the dew point is the actual value. It's an actual number. So the higher the number, the more uncomfortable you are. This number represents how much moisture is in the atmosphere. So when we talk about relative humidity, say you have a relative humidity of 80%. Well, that really doesn't mean anything because you can have a relative humidity of 80% in the wintertime too. So what you're actually asking me is what the dew point is. And when you see dew points like this, upper 60s and low 70s, and a relative humidity, say at 75, 80%, the dew point is a better measure of how it feels outside because the temperature can't really fall below the dew point. And if it does, it regulates itself pretty quick, and it only falls below the dew point by 2 or 3 degrees. And when it falls to the dew point, you get saturation, you get clouds, and you get fog. And we've seen that repeat itself over the past several nights. But the thing is when you look at the air temperature at 81 and the dew point at 71, the distance that the air temperature has to fall to the dew point isn't that great. Where in the wintertime, when dew points are down into the 30s and say the air temperature is in the 40s, that's a much greater distance that the temperature needs to fall to get to the dew point. So long-winded explanation there. Relative humidity, yes, it's a factor, but it's not the factor that you want to discuss. When we're talking about humidity, you really want to know what the dew point is. So the higher the number, the more uncomfortable. These numbers are not going to change much through the weekend, but they will as we get into next week. So there's your forecast tonight. Very muggy. We're still going to be in the upper 70s to near 80 at midnight, and we're only dropping into the low 70s tonight. Again, close to that dew point. And then we have more heat and humidity through the day on Saturday. All right, here's a look at Storm Tracker Doppler radar. The past few hours, those thunder showers that developed off the lake breeze did fizzle out, but areas south and east of Erie into Crawford County, over into Warren County, got soaked today. Over an inch of rain, places like Canadota Lake over towards Corey as well, with those thunder showers that fired up off the lake breeze. But here's the thing, with the setting sun, you see everything kind of simmer down. And I think as we go through the rest of the night, we'll average out partly cloudy to mainly clear, and again, remaining very, very muggy. FUTURECAST. Through the day on Saturday, guess what? It's kind of this rinse and repeat weather pattern. So once we get into the afternoon, we will likely have a few more showers and thunderstorms bubble up, especially on the lake breeze. So those areas that got hit today, you could get hit tomorrow, which means probably the chance in Erie is low compared to, say, places like Edinburgh and Corey and Union City and Titusville and Warren. Those areas, down towards Meadville may have a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow, again, firing off the lake breeze. But that stabilization effect near the lake usually tends to keep Erie, and at least northern Erie County, north of the I-90 ridge, rain-free. So that's probably going to be the case tomorrow. It's not going to rain every hour all the time, but there will be scattered or isolated showers and thunder showers bubbling up. So once again, you can see them passing through there. We get into Saturday evening, the activity dies off, disappears, and then we're just left with the muggies overnight once again Saturday night. And guess what we have on Sunday? Yeah, more of the same. Isolated to scattered showers and thunder showers. And the thing is these aren't going to be moving too much. And that's what we noticed yesterday. That's what we noticed today. There's not a lot of wind as you go up in the atmosphere. So these things literally crop up and they sit over the same area. And they're very efficient rain producers because it's so humid. Downpours are likely. So if you get caught under a thunder shower, it's going to rain hard for a while. And these things don't move along too fast. And again, they tend to happen during the peak heating of the day. So you get into the afternoon, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, likely some isolated thunder. But I mentioned some relief on the way. So as we look down the road into next week, here's what's coming. Big area high pressure coming into the Great Lakes starting Tuesday. That is going to drag down some much cooler, more refreshing, less humid air. And that is going to be with us, I think, once we get through Tuesday and beyond. So if you're tired of the heat and humidity, hang in there. Just got to get through the weekend. That moisture, that green that you see to the south will actually be the remnant low of what is Hurricane Ida. We're going to talk about Hurricane Ida because that is going to be an issue, we think, for the Gulf Coast as we go into the weekend. We'll watch some of that moisture. It may try to sneak a little bit to the north early to mid next week. But I think that high that you see over the Great Lakes is going to be too strong, and it should suppress most of what is left of Ida to the south, and that will leave us sitting pretty. Good deal of sunshine, low humidity values, and temperatures will be in the 70s for highs. That will feel nice. Overnight lows dropping into the 50s, so that'll feel crisp. So let's talk about the dew points, again, remaining high through the weekend. So again, the higher the number, the more you feel it. Low 70s like Florida right through the weekend. And even on Monday, it's still humid. Dew points in the upper 60s to near 70. The cold front swipes through, and then look what happens by Tuesday. We start to see a reduction in the dew points. Those numbers dropping, so the humidity will also drop, and it looks like that trend continues through much of next week. So hang on. All right. Update on Ida. As of 8 o'clock, it is a Category 1 hurricane with sustained winds of 80 miles an hour over the western tip of Cuba. Now, it's interacting with the land there, so it is kind of jagged looking, which is typical when these storms interact with a landmass. They kind of get sheared apart and torn apart. But the concern with Ida is as the storm emerges back into the Gulf of Mexico, you're talking water temperatures that are in the mid 80s. That is perfect for these storms to strengthen. And we think Ida will become a major hurricane. So the latest track from the National Hurricane Center has Ida strengthening into a Category 3, which is winds over 111 miles an hour. That is considered a major hurricane, and possibly even attaining Category 4 status just before landfall sometime on Sunday to the west of New Orleans. Now, this part is kind of, I mean, it's going to be a scary storm, but this is the part that really kind of made my eyes pop. If Ida makes landfall on Sunday, and it's looking very likely that it's going to, it would be exactly 16 years to the date after Katrina. So a pretty powerful storm, which could impact the Louisiana coast here as we get into Sunday. We, of course, will be watching that. And then you can see how the remnant low kind of recurves, and we'll be watching some of that moisture to the south of us next week. But Ida is going to be a big deal. Likely a major storm, likely making landfall near or just west of New Orleans as a strong Category 3 or a weak Category 4. That is a major hurricane. And it's just kind of eerie to think about 16 years to the date after Katrina. This could happen on Sunday. So we got a lot to keep us busy in the tropics. And of course, we'll see if any of Ida's moisture makes its way towards us. Right now, it looks like it's going to stay to the south. So let's smash everything together for you. 7-day forecast. There you go. Through the weekend, it's hot and steamy. Risk for a thunderstorm. Again, not raining everywhere all the time. The highest chance of showers and storms will be Monday. That's with the cold front. Okay. Then look what happens by Tuesday. The humidity drops, and it looks like some fresh, clean air as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Mid-70s, low 70s, and overnight lows dropping into the 50s. So that will be crisp. It will be noticeable. It'll feel so much better by the time we get to next week. So if you're tired of the heat and humidity, just hang in there. I promise some relief on the way, and there will likely be a few showers and thunderstorms to get through over the weekend. All right, a lot of people chiming in. Let me just catch up with what you guys are saying here. Any big plans for the weekend? Let's see. Yes, he is, Lisa. He'll be back next week, though. Josh, you saw Rochester and Cuse had heat advisories while I've been away. Dodge Don Ree on the way down. Yeah, you get kind of bookend it there. You know, Syracuse is kicking some dollar sign in terms of the number of 90-degree days this year. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're like, I think they're like leading the pack. In terms of the upstate New York City, Syracuse has had like an unbelievable amount of 90-degree days already. So that's pretty interesting. Hello, Susan. How are you? Rain threat tonight continues to diminish. As a matter of fact, most of the showers and thunder showers that were out there fell apart. So Chris checking in from Conneaut Lake. Good evening, dude. Nice to have you here. It is steamy Conneaut Lake. Yeah, the dew point chart is, again, that is what you want. That's really what you're asking me about, the dew point. not so much the humidity. And you can kind of go back in this video and I kind of explained why that is in terms of dew point versus humidity. Dew point's an actual number. It's an actual steadfast value. So let's see. Yeah, Denise, it's dark at 8:30. You know what else happens this weekend? It will be the last 8 o'clock sunset until April 2022. Time's flying. I mean, next Wednesday, September. So, yeah. Hello, April. You'll probably, depending on where you live, Lisa, you could get a few downpours or storms over the weekend. So let's see. Moonshine drinking Greg. Who's that? I'm Craig with a C. I haven't had moonshine in a while, but that is good. Are you going to go catch the sunrise tomorrow, Denise? Yeah, it should be decent. So relief's coming, Patty. Relief is coming. Look at that 7-day forecast. Isn't that cool? We just got to get through this weekend. Yeah, that lake breeze, Becky, is kind of the saving grace, right? If you live right near the water, like I do, you kind of get that breeze off the water, the northeast wind. And even the water temperatures in the upper 70s near 80, but that's just enough to kind of take a little bit of bite out of the heat and humidity, you know, as opposed to places like Edinburgh and Union City and Corey and Titusville and Warren and Scandia and, you know, all those places that are inland usually heat up pretty well. And those areas that I just mentioned have the best chance to see an isolated thunderstorm tomorrow. So let's see. Watch the football game. All right. Well, I won't drone on too much longer here. I got to get ready for the show. Sunday afternoon, Sherry, likely some isolated thunderstorms again. I mean, it's this rinse and repeat pattern that we've been gotten ourselves into. So pretty much ditto the forecast right through the weekend. You get towards 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and depending on where you live, like if you live north of I-90, the chance is low. It's probably like 20 to 30% versus, you know, 40 to 60% for areas south of I-90 and inland. Those areas seem to be where these storms have been firing up, which makes sense with the lake breeze kicking in. You kind of get that convergence, that lift there, and that's where those thunderstorms fire up. So if you're inland, it's a higher chance. If you're right near the lake, you could end up rain-free this weekend, and you're just going to bake because it's going to be hot. Unless you're right on the water, you might get catch a little lake breeze, which offers some relief, right? Good day to go to the beach tomorrow for sure. Yeah, Josh, I can't remember off the top of my head, but that sounds right. That does sound right for Cuse. Unbelievable. So, no rain, chatty Kathy. Well, maybe you'll get some tomorrow. So, well, thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I'm kind of a geek for that sort of thing, so I appreciate it. Let's see. All right. So there you go. That's your 7-day forecast. Hang in there. Relief on the way. I have got to run. You can catch us tonight at 10 and 11. Friday Night Lights. I know it's not really football weather. Will be next week. But Jay Pushkar is on deck and the entire sports team, Fenner, getting ready to go for that. Let's see, Lafferty's off tonight, so you get me and Jill at 10 and 11, and we'll keep you up to date through the weekend. Again, watch for these splash and dash storms. Still hot and steamy this weekend, but relief is on the way. And, of course, we will have the latest on Ida, new advisory will come out at 11. Right now, again, Ida is a Category 1 storm because it's been interacting with the land there. So it will strengthen. That's going to be a big deal for the Gulf Coast. We will talk more about that at 10 and 11. Until then, we'll see you on TV. Please watch. And if you can't, have a great weekend.